That's 11,000 pounds according to Google. Oh my goodness. Fun.
Tomorrow's the day I have been dreading for weeks. I have enjoyed my cross-country trip across Canada, and I have been really nervous about crossing back into the United States. So as I enjoy my last day traveling through Canada and my last night in a park in Perth near Ottawa, I get ready to cross the border back into the United States, and I share with you everything I did to prepare.
Oh yeah, one more thing I'm doing. I'm putting Fox News on my home screen of my phone. Was just pumping gas and had a nice conversation with two local guys about my age. That was a good conversation. That kind of made my day. Well, that almost didn't go well.
There ain't nobody gonna do it for you. Got to find your own.
Office says it's reviewing the report, adding that correctional staff are expected to quote uphold their standards of conduct, ombudsmen and conditions.
The hello to Malcolm Brogdon's podcast. He says sharing had an immediate impact on his team.
Cause we're swimming in the mud, and I'm infected. Parasitic happiness projecting the outline of my shadow onto everything, defending a castle that is crumbling. There's sadness in the safety of your kiss.
I don't know what town this is, but I like it.
Gets to Congressman Pete Hoekstra, the freshman.
Spanish River.
I can't talk. I've lost my voice. As we're leaving, the president's at the door, shaking hands with everybody, and he's shaking my hand, and he's talking to me. People are saying, "Why is he talking to Hoekstra? He's a freshman in Congress. He's a Republican."
Second coffee stop. It's nice to cool out. I can walk without getting swarmed by too many mosquitoes. There's a couple. I don't even know what town I'm in. Haven't gotten to Sudbury yet. Nice view of a bridge. Canada has very nice picnic areas.
gonna pass you no matter what. Rivaling actually California. I would say that a lot of this, yeah, I'm in Ontario right now, but pretty much all through Canada, there have been people who just want to go way above the speed limit. Way above the speed limit. And if you're in their way, man, well, they will do whatever it takes to pass you. So if you're going to be driving in Canada, be prepared for that. I mean, nothing dangerous, just I'm mosey now, but people just want to get where they're going fast. And it just seems funny because it's a lot of it's just been so rural, and I'm used to, when I'm driving through rural areas, I'm used to people just kind of moseying and me being the impatient one and wanting to get around people. It's kind of funny. Yes. Very good traveling dog. You're a very good traveling dog. It's almost 3 o'clock, which is usually my cutoff time. I've got about 2 more hours to get to where I'm going to stop for the night. I am going to push through. It's a park that was verified on iOverlander like 2 weeks ago, like a city park with a big parking lot where I can park, and that puts me about an hour from the border. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's my last full day in Canada. I kind of can't believe it. It feels like it happened so fast. It feels like, especially this last leg. I mean, I could have split it into 2 nights, but why? The weather's not very nice. The mosquitoes are really bad. My batteries are low because it's been cloudy. Both of my Bluettis are empty because it's been raining so much the last couple of days, and my onboard AC charge controller converter isn't working right. I think it's got a loose wire, so I'm hoping that when I get to my mom's I can pull it apart. I got it to work, but I had to kick it and tap it, which really makes me nervous. That means something in there is loose, which is a huge fire hazard. So I gotta pull it apart and see if I can find the loose wire, so that I can get my batteries charged while I'm plugged in. Yeah, otherwise I guess I'll just pull all the fuses so that it's not a fire hazard. I think that'll work. So yeah, it just made sense just to drive all the way through today. My mom is really anxious to see me, and so the sooner I cross the border, the sooner I'll get to see her. And I'm kind of anxious about the whole border crossing. When I stop, we'll talk more about that. But this has been a pretty nice drive. It's different terrain. The trees are different. I guess we're out of I think it's Boreal is what I've been driving through, I think. And this is more like New York-ish, like what I expect when I go to New York. We haven't stopped much. A couple stops to get out and stretch our legs and get gas and have snacks. Grab snacks for snacking while I drive. So yeah, a couple more hours and I'll see when I get there. was just pumping gas and had a nice conversation with two local guys about my age. They got out and they just started chatting, and they said, how many gallons, or how big is that thing? And I said 52, and he's like, oh, not that bad. That's not bad. I'm like, gallons. He's like, oh, where are you from? And I told him, and he's like, boy, his friend who was pumping was like, boy, thanks for coming to Canada. And I'm like, well, thanks for having me. He's like, I don't know. I like you guys, but I don't know about your leader. And I was like, oh, don't even get me started. And he was like, how in the world would anyone not see what a crook he is? That he's just a con man and a fraud. And I'm like, I know. Had a really good conversation. He was just like, I don't know how you he's like, not you. And I'm like, I know. I was like, he's just like, I just don't know how anybody cannot see through his bullshit. That he can't even speak, that he's not smart, that he's just trying to ruin the country. And that was a good conversation. That kind of made my day. I just crossed the Mississippi River. Wow, I feel like they must go pretty far east. I don't even know. I thought I was right above New York. I've got to be right above New York. I'll have to look later. But anyway, my 1,000,000th time crossing the Mississippi. So trying to get rid of all my fresh produce. You can't cross the border with produce. Remember, from Mexico I had to go to produce jail. So I'm cutting up all my peppers and onions, little pickles in the pickle jar. They're not fresh anymore if I'm pickling them, right? Pickle jar, and also some with the sorry, I'm hungry. With the pickled asparagus. And then everything else I'll just throw away, unfortunately. Not a lot. I planned, so I don't have a lot. Pickled asparagus, and then everything else I'll just throw away, unfortunately. Not a lot. I planned, so I don't have a lot. It's a big plate of food. Oh, it tastes better cold. It's been sitting for a while. Tastes a lot better. Pistachio cake, it's a hit. Wow, I am super tired. I had my dinner. I don't even think I told you where I am. I'm in a park in Perth, Ontario. I've been on the road. I was on the road more than 10 hours today. I left camp by 8. Pretty sure it was by 8. And I pulled in here after 6. Very long day for me, but you know what, it came down to like, why spend one more night in mosquito hell? I'm done. In the camping between where I was and here was only going to be another one night park or boat ramp or something anyway, so why I just would have rather drove today and kind of end the trip. So tomorrow is the big day. I'm going to be crossing the border into the United States, and I've had a lot of concerns. Although at this point, I have fewer concerns now than when I first crossed into Canada, because now he's distracted with all kinds of other crap. By the time you see this, who knows what else. He's got wars and tariffs, and, he's still rounding up people, ice masked, mysterious. I mean, he's got so much going on. My concern was that it was going to escalate beyond immigrants in true fascist dictator form, he would start rounding up the people who speak out against him. And I mean, I'm itty tiny bit. I get that. But I mean, who better to make an example of than somebody who's small and doesn't have the resources to fight it? He's going to pick up somebody small or small people in the beginning, not a Rachel Maddow with endless resources, hopefully, to back her up. And that has been my concern, you know, is with all of the, when I first crossed the border, there were a lot of bad things happening at the border. I mean, he has detained legal United States citizens. I mean, not even legal. United States citizens who don't look like me, have a different color skin, maybe have a different, last name that might sound a little too ethnic, have been detained by Border Patrol and both by ICE. He has detained U.S. citizens, people who were born here. And so it's not a huge leap that the next step is to start rounding up people in the name of tighter borders and immigration. Oopsie, Carolyn's oopsie, oopsie, we thought maybe she was illegal criminal, when really he just wanted to get rid of anybody who is speaking out against him. That's how fascism works. They get you to agree to rounding up the criminals. We're gonna round up the criminals. People are like, yeah, okay, well, the fact is, this is how every freaking dictator in the history of dictators has worked. They sell you that lie so that they can round up everybody, and we're seeing that. He's rounding up citizens. He's rounding up people who are going to court to get legal citizenship and legal asylum. I mean, when you are picking up people at the courthouse who are appearing for their hearings, it is not about criminals. It's not about laws. It's about ridding our country of anybody who doesn't look like me. And the next step to that in every fascist dictatorship is always to pick up the educators, the scientists, the media, the journalists, and anybody who speaks out against the totalitarian fascist regime. Period. That's just the way it is. This isn't, paranoia. This is how every dictator in history has ever operated. And he is following, if you know anything about history, and I know everybody who voted for him doesn't, because if you did, you wouldn't have voted for him, but he's doing exactly what every dictator does. You think Hitler started off just, putting Jewish people on trains and shipping them off? No. He started by saying that there's a certain people in our society who are causing all your problems, and it's the criminals, and it's this and that, and we're going to round them up, and then innocent children and babies and mothers and grandmothers were murdered. You don't like hearing this? Read a book. So, that was my concern, and it still is my concern. I'm taking precautions to cross the border because I do have a public presence, and because I have spoken out against him, and my social media is all anti-Trump. So here is what I'm going to do. I didn't get a burner phone, but I am wiping my phone. I am gonna just wipe all my social media off my phone, all my Facebook, my YouTube. I'm gonna keep my YouTube studio for my business in case they ask what I do for a living. I'm going to put a decoy computer out. I have that Mac that I never use as a backup in case my other one breaks for editing. I never use it, so I powered that up the other night and I set it up to look like a computer that I use. I put Netflix on there, I put Hulu on there, I put my Apple TV on there, I put my bank on there, but no social media. No Facebook, no YouTube, The Gmail account that's attached to it is a throwaway Gmail account that I've had forever. I didn't even know I had it under my name. That's, you know, got no activity, no history or anything. So that's my laptop. I'm going to leave that sitting out in plain sight. I'm going to hide. Well, it's where I always put it, but it's kind of tucked away for travel. So I'll leave the decoy computer out. I took biometrics off my phone so that it can't be unlocked with my thumbprint. Sadie's CDC form, I have to have a copy of it. So remember, I had to fill out a form to bring her back into the United States, certifying that she's got rabies, or that she's got a rabies shot, blah, blah, blah. It's a stupid form. They want you to fill it out a few days before you cross the border. I filled it out, I don't know, maybe a few weeks ago. It's already all done. They have it in the system, but you have to retain a copy of it. What I do not want to do is pass Border Patrol my phone unlocked to show them this form. So I'm going to break out, I carry a little tiny thermal printer with me. I'm going to break that out tonight or tomorrow, and I'm going to print that form so I can hand them a paper copy. I do not want to hand Border Patrol my unlocked phone, even though it's going to be wiped. You never know what I'm deleting memes off my phone, screenshots off my phone. I deleted my Google history, my Google Chrome. I deleted all my history. I deleted my YouTube history just in case they get into my YouTube. I mean, if they Google me and go deep enough, they're going to find it anyway, but they'd have to do all that. I mean, I don't think they're going to do all that. In fact, like I said, I'm feeling a little less concerned now because there's so much other stuff going on. He's so focused on immigration right now, you know, that a little old white lady like me, even though I am very outspoken, I don't think I'm going to, just because I look the way I look, because I have the privilege of looking this way, I feel like I'm going to slide through pretty easily, but I am taking these precautions. Let me see. So the laptop, my journal. So I saw an Irish couple who travel around in their van. They left Canada into the United States. Cute little Irish couple. I don't know. They just came up one day and they were crossing the border. So it was recommended to me, and they both work. They have money. I think they're both creators and other stuff. And she left her journal laying out. Now, of course, these are not American citizens. They're Irish. So they did do a pretty intensive inspection of their RV. They went inside their RV. They looked in cupboards. They read her journal. Picked up her journal and read it pretty thoroughly. She said many, many, many pages in, she was upset one day, or, you know, not upset, but she was like, oh, we're broke right now and blah, blah, blah. And they grilled her on that. If you have jobs, why were you broke? How can you support yourself when you're in the United States? So I'm hiding my journals because I write about current events in my journal. So I'm hiding my journals. So they would really have to kind of dig around and search my RV to find them. I think that's it. So my passport, of course, is going to be handy. Sadie's rabies certificate is going to be handy. I'm going to have that in an envelope right up there. My vehicle registration will be handy, and also proof of insurance. And I had all that ready to come into Canada. They never asked for it, but I'm going to have that to go into the United States. The other thing is, you do not have to unlock your phone for them. You do not have to turn over your phone. And if they ask me, I think I'm going to have to say no. They can then detain you. I think even as a citizen, I think if you don't show them your phone, it can slow things down. They can ask you to go inside and wait or whatever. But I mean, they've got no reason to look through my phone. I'm an American citizen, so hopefully that doesn't happen. Maybe look at your phone. I'd be like, why do you want to look at my phone? I think I would have to refuse that. Oh, the other thing is, you might want to, somebody else said, I'm going to do that tonight. I forgot about that. Get a number just in case I'm detained. Find a number of, an attorney. I've heard people say that you should actually speak to an attorney, an immigration attorney, before you cross a border, but I'm not an immigrant. I'm a citizen. you know, but I don't know anybody's phone number. Should I get detained? I know my mother's phone number. That's it. So maybe it's a good idea to also write somebody's phone number or a couple phone numbers on my body, just in case. And this is the reality that we're living in. I know the people who support him think that I'm deranged and that this is insane. Well, you know what? No. Talk to the innocent people, children. ICE took a child out of school. They are taking citizens. They are taking people who are here legally off the streets and shipping them off to another country. You're deranged if you think that's okay. So I think that's what I'll do tonight. I will find like maybe some civil rights organization, or maybe, I don't know, ACLU, I don't know. I'll find somebody and make sure I have a phone number like written on my body somewhere just in case. I think that's it as far as paperwork and precautions for this insane, crazy freaking time we're living in. 2025 in the United States of America. And these are the precautions I'm taking to cross the freaking border. And I'm not the only one. Legia Miller, if you follow her, I got a lot of this from her. She was talking about her trip that she was going to take abroad and all of the steps that she was going to take. And I think getting the phone number and talking to an attorney I got from her. So these are just the precautions you have to take when you're living under an unhinged dictator. You should hear the news here. You should listen to Canadian news. CBC. You can get the app. Listen to Canadian news. And talking to those guys today, the whole world is just going. And the Canadian news is like, he's unpredictable. We never know like what's going to happen. The whole world is just shaking their heads. He is just. It's just ridiculous that we're here. But anyway, I'm going to go to sleep, get some rest, and get up early tomorrow. And I want to get to the border pretty early, and I'll see you tomorrow. Oh yeah, one more thing I'm doing. I'm putting Fox News on my home screen of my phone. And this is all just in case, you know, I have to forfeit my phone in the end. And they have to look through everything. And all of this is worst case scenario if they do decide to search my RV. So this is all worst case scenario. But I'm hoping that Fox News on the screen of my phone will be a, hey, she's cool. Let's send her through. Yeah.
Speaking of keeping your browsing history and all of your information private while you're online, now is a perfect time to start thinking about using a VPN like Surfshark. First of all, Surfshark has been a lifesaver while I've been in Canada, because by switching my VPN location from Canada to the United States, I was still able to access things that I couldn't otherwise access without Surfshark. For example, I couldn't access my Netflix, I couldn't access my bank because it looked like I was out of the country. But by using the Surfshark VPN, I could just say, no, internet, I'm not in Canada, I'm in the United States. And look it, instantly I am switching my location back to the United States. Also, if you want to stay safe while you're online, whether it's something as mundane as what you're browsing on the internet, what news you're watching, or it's something really important like your banking information, Surfshark VPN is going to encrypt all of your data from your device to all the way through the internet, so that you're going to keep your data, your information safe. Speaking of which, one Surfshark VPN plan is good for unlimited devices in your household. Doesn't matter if you're solo like me, but if you're a family of 4, it's going to work on all your devices as well. One of the added services of Surfshark is alternate ID, which is a really good idea for anybody who might want to be an activist, but you're worried about protecting yourself or your family. You can set up an alternate ID through this additional Surfshark service, and you can be anybody you want to be online with a whole alternate persona. So go ahead and get started protecting yourself, not only online, but your personal freedoms, your First Amendment freedoms as well. Sign up for Surfshark today using my discount code and the link in the video description below. below, and you'll get 4 extra months for free. It's a good way to try it out. You're gonna love it. And if you're not that tech savvy, if you're not quite sure how a VPN works, don't worry. They have 24/7 customer support. They'll be able to answer any questions you have. They also have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So you've got nothing to lose. Start protecting yourself today with Surfshark VPN.
Pretty cool little printer, huh? Quality's not great. Let me see if I can find something without all my personal information on it. Hold on. The quality looks pretty good. The bigger you print it, the better it is. When I print my tax forms out, it doesn't look this good. It's tiny. I'll put a link below. It just goes in this box. USB, I plug it in. It's super easy to use. And I'm all set. I'm going to bed now. I'm tired. This memorial rock stands as a symbol of our commitment to reconciliation between Indigenous and non-Indigenous people of Canada. We mourn the children who died at residential school or while trying to get home. We grieve for the survivors who bear terrible scars. We remember the missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, and Two-Spirit people. From the 1870s to 1996, there were 150,000 Indigenous children placed in government-sponsored residential programs, many suffering physical and sexual abuse. More than 6,000 children died. We renew our commitment to reconciliation between Indigenous and non-Indigenous people here at this memorial located on the traditional territory of the Omawinini Algonquin people. Omawinini Algonquin people. The National Healing Forest Project links memorials dedicated to reconciliation across Canada. See, is that so hard? Just to acknowledge the wrongs of the past and apologize and promise to do better? Is that so hard? You know I can't leave it at that. And you notice there are memorials to the victims, not to the people who victimized. Imagine if they had put a statue here of one of the headmisters of one of the Indigenous schools. Because he was a hero for, and not, what do they call it? A hero for, oh, what did they call it? Not indoctrination. Hang on, but look at,
let's say assimilation, because that's all I can come up with right now, but he was a hero of assimilation, making Canada what it is today. Imagine what a slap in the face that would be. And instead they honor the victims and say, sorry, oops, we fucked up. That matters. And in the spirit of taking what doesn't belong to you, my neighbor, a white guy, came back from our little walk, and I had Sadie's ball sitting on the picnic table right by our RV, and I noticed it wasn't there. I thought maybe a park worker threw it away. He and his dog are playing with it. It's on the picnic table. They're playing with it, and they're inside, and I don't see it back on the table. I mean, Sadie and I have been out here playing with that ball. It was right by my RV. I don't see it. They took it. I don't know why people feel they get to take what doesn't belong to them. Want to play ball? I was about ready to go knock on the door and ask for it, and it was sitting outside their door. Been sitting right there. Come on, we're gonna hit the road. Perth, Ontario was home to the creation of the world's largest cheese in 1893. You'll never guess how big this was. You'll never guess. How big do you think this cheese was? Don't Google it. Put your guess in comments right now. Perth is adorable. This is a very adorable little town. Sadie girl, settle down. Sadie girl, settle down. 22,000 pounds. A 22,000-pound mammoth cheese that was exhibited at the Chicago World's Fair to promote Canadian dairy products. A replica of the cheese can still be found in the town's Tay Basin. Oh, I missed that. You see her? She's always been like this. She's so perceptive. Oh, I got y'all excited. You're not going to do it now. She looks up as we're passing. She looks up at birds. I remember she looks up at the trees as we're passing them. See? You're so cute. I remember when she was a baby. I don't even think she was with me a month. And we went outside at dark, and she's doing it. And she looked at the moon. I couldn't believe it. She looked up at the moon. You just want to make sure those branches don't get you? Want to see Grandma? Yeah.
In 400 meters, turn left onto Narrows Lock Road. Take the next left onto Narrows Lock Road.
I'm just a little over an hour from the border crossing. I got a really early start. I did not expect such a scenic drive. I didn't realize. I feel really remote. Beautiful country drive, though, for my last morning in Canada.
That's 11,000 pounds according to Google. Oh my goodness. Fun. Good thing I got that because my stupid dash cam just went off, which probably deleted everything. So for everybody who thinks my RV is grossly overweight, apparently it's not. 11,000 pounds. I've always thought max I'm 12,000. Max. Alright, cool. Canada, it's been fun. I am really sad to leave. Thank you so much for all the amazing camps and the scenery and the wonderful kind people I met. Amazing hospitality. So thank you, Canada, for having me. And wow, what a trip it's been, from crossing at Roosevelt in Montana. Crossing into Canada is easier than crossing into Mexico in the RV. And going up to that first campsite with Ralph near the ghost town.
Welcome to BC, British Columbia, Canada. Surprise! There's a ghost town right up the road.
Then up toward Banff and the waterfalls.
Sadie hears it. I mean, amazing.
And boy, Calgary, you ready for this? Today we're gonna drive through Banff.
Canada has the most gorgeous produce. Everywhere I have gone, amazing produce.
And only one vegan place that I saw. A couple places had vegan options. I might come back for that. And then up to Saskatchewan.
So Sadie and I survived 3 nights. I think we've been here 3 nights with a bear coming in through camp at least once a day, possibly more. I actually think I got one on the trail cam this morning. She went nuts.
I keep calling it Saskatchewan, that northern point in Saskatchewan where we had all the bears, and wow, there's no lines. Here we go. Wait, all vehicles must stop at booth. This is not border patrol. It's not. Stop here until wait. Okay, lane is clear. I have to pay? $9.50. Oh, cool. I get to get rid of more of my Canadian money. Thank you. I didn't think I had a toll. They're $9.50 Canadian to cross the bridge, so that's good. I got rid of more of my Canadian cash. I took way too much cash. As usual. Wow, it's chilly out. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's narrow. Oh, Sadie doesn't like it. Wow. Are we crossing? I think we're crossing the St. Lawrence. Can you see? Thousand Islands. Old Castle should be down there somewhere. Border. And here we go into the U.S. Wow, no line. Alright, I'm going to shut my phone down. See you on the other side. Cars. Next is cars, RVs, trailers. Alright. I should not be this fucking nervous. Actually, it looks like this is going to take a while. There's a few cars ahead of me. So let's finish our reminiscing about the trip. Manitoba, all along Lake Superior. Oh, it's actually not that cold. Not a bad spot for the night. And then Sault Ste. Marie. And the hotel to escape the heat. And then finally the last few nights here in Ontario. Wow, what a trip. What a trip. Hope you enjoyed it. What was your favorite part? Let me know in the comments below. What was your favorite part of this trip? And do you want to go to Canada? You should. It's an amazing country. And the people have been really, really friendly. That almost didn't go well. They did ask to see Sadie's rabies paperwork. First time ever I've been asked, so I gave it to him. Didn't ask about the form at all that I filled out online. Asked where I'm going, and I told him. How long are you going to be there? where are you going next? And I was like, where's your final destination? Well, first of all, where are you coming from? I told him where are you coming from today? So I said Perth. Where are you going? I told him. Where are you going from there? I was like, I'm a U.S. citizen. He's like, I know, but you've got Nevada plates. I'm like, I'm a U.S. citizen. I'm spending the summer in New York. Well, how long are you going to be there? And are you coming back? And where are you going from there? I mean, I'm a fucking citizen. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter if I have Nevada plates. I'm a fucking citizen. It doesn't matter how long I'm going to be there. Yeah, so I think that I got myself a little worked up. And I was like, I'm a citizen. He's like, I'm aware of that, but you have Nevada plates. So anyway, they let me go. You know, seriously though, what the hell was up with that questioning? I'm a citizen. I have a right to move freely within the country, regardless of my license plates. I have a right to spend as little or as much time as I want in New York. That was weird. He's like, well, are you coming back? And I'm like, no, I'm not coming back. Well, then where are you going? I mean, he doesn't really have a right to ask me that. I'm a fucking citizen. Yeah. Am I wrong? I mean, right? Doesn't that seem a little invasive to ask an American citizen coming into their own country what their travel plans are? I'm allowed to move freely in my own country. Weird. That seems a little weird to me. You know, I was surprised at how short the line was. And I just remembered that Canadians are boycotting the U.S. They're spending their vacations home. They're not coming to the U.S. I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. So tourism is way down. I just saw another article today that Vegas tourism is way, way, way down. Nobody wants to come to the United States, which is hurting all kinds of businesses. It's going to end up hurting employment and in the economy. Way to go, making America great again. It's funny, they always ask, anybody else in the RV? You know, they already know the answer to that. You go through all kinds of scanners. So they have infrared, I'm sure. They know if there's a body in my RV, they know it. So that's just a test. Make sure I'm not smuggling any bodies, any live bodies. It's always interesting crossing borders to see the differences in the countries. I mean, going into Mexico and Canada, they didn't grill me as much as my own country grilled me coming back into the U.S. The first time I went to Canada, when I went to Alaska, I did get grilled a little bit, but that's because I lied, because I was a little worried they wouldn't let me in if they thought I was homeless. So I can't remember what I said. They asked where I lived, and I said California. She's like, well, then why do you have Nevada plates? And so that started a whole snowball of questions. I should have just been honest in the beginning. But, I mean, I think I still had an address in California, but I had just gotten this RV and it had Nevada plates. So, yeah. But other than that, I mean, yeah, other than that, I've never been grilled. I've never been grilled like I was grilled coming back into my own country. I feel like it's a troubling trajectory. It's a troubling foreshadowing. I don't want to be here. And then he's like, what are you carrying with you? What do you have from Canada? I'm like, I really didn't buy much. Maple syrup, a couple t-shirts. What else? I'm like, nothing. What about groceries? I'm like, I don't have anything fresh. Well, what do you mean by fresh? I'm like, I don't have any fruits or vegetables. I got rid of them all. Okay, what else? What else do you have? He was kind of like that too. He wasn't like, and I'm like, I don't have anything I'm not supposed to have. Well, what do you have? And I'm like, I don't have any meat. Okay. What about eggs? No, I don't have any eggs. Well, what do you have? What's in your refrigerator? I'm like, oh my God, tofu, soy milk, Condiments? Do you have any ammo or firearms? No, of course not. I mean, Jesus Christ. 3rd degree. Oh. That was nerve-wracking. But anyway, didn't ask to see my phone. Didn't ask who I support, who I voted for. So we're all good. All right, we're here. We made it back. Again, thank you, Canada, for an amazing trip. Thank you for your hospitality. And goodbye for now. I'm sure it won't be my last trip to Canada. And thank you all so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this series, this second time in Canada, different Canada. I do have plans maybe next year to go to Newfoundland. So I really would love to do that. So stay tuned. There's a lot more to come, and I will see you down the road. In the meantime, be happy, be free, and be kind.
And if you enjoy my videos, one way you can support the work that I put into them is by subscribing below, hitting that bell to make sure you never miss a video. You'll get a notification, and like and share and comment. Thank you all again.